Hey YouTube, Meef here. Welcome to episode 54 of our Feed the Beast quick tips, tricks, and stuff. Looking at part 4 of our space station stuff. And we've kind of got this set up. The last episode actually landed on the Eye of the Storm planet to pick up that charcoal logs. Um, and that opened up the rest of this stuff. The dark matter is relatively easy to get. Let's take a look at this really quick. So you're looking at tungsteel ingots, blocks of diamonds, and then a charcoal log. One of the very first things I did was picked up this aimbot, this Archangel Smite. I recommend getting this. Right click, you're just spraying arrows. Left click, it dumps 10 arrows at a shot. And if you can get these close enough, pointed at a mob, it kind of just homes in on them and it beats the shit out of them. So get yourself this Archangel Smite and use it because it works really well. So I've already picked up one planet. I can kind of show this again. I've got a bunch of fuel and stuff here. But what I picked up was a bunch of this litherite. I think it looks like these are tiered, so it kind of goes along the line. But this very last one here, this block is witherproof, so I think we can get a wither farm going once we get to the end of these. I'm gonna try to get this rhodium stuff here, and it requires 64. Of this litherite. Let's swap these out. Set up this ender chest. Let's pull that out. Pick those up. And we'll get another one of these just for shits. And let's put our stack of 64 in here. And let's search it. And it looks like we've got plenty of data available. We'll give this just a bit here. So I've been dumping more solar generators onto this thing just to see if I can make it self-sufficient rather than putting a flux plug in here or a point or any of the flux network stuff, and I still can't get this to power itself fully. It's just shy. I think another 8 or so. We'll probably get this going. The oxygen thing really hasn't been an issue for me. It's kind of a pain in the ass, I guess, to kind of monitor that, but it's not all that difficult. Just to keep that in mind. Looks like this is almost done here. And here we go. Rhodium. So let's take a look here. Let's select our planet. Rhodium. Let's select it. Now, since we're in the same system, our fuel cost has gone down to 264 rather than the 500 to jump between systems. Let's go ahead and warp. So you can see our fuel total has gone down here. I made the mistake of putting in a whole shitload of these dilithium crystals. And I don't know if this is bugged or what, but let's take a look here. Let's dump that in there. Yeah. See, you don't want to put whole stacks of these in there. It's like it doesn't hold these the way it's supposed to. I've been putting these in one at a time just as I've needed them. And you can see here I've got an ender chest set up out on the base on Earth, so all this stuff it's linked. But I kind of just been using this as a holding cell, along with some extra fuel and then the different artifacts that are required to get to these different planets. So keep that in mind. It's this is a pretty easy fix, especially if you're in a pinch. I've been keeping fuel and stuff on me just because. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Now I picked up a whole bunch of snow. We don't need that litherite. This yellow crystal block actually came off of that last planet I was on. What's this look like? Red. And we're at sunset. for a day cycle would be a little bit better here. You know what? Fuck it. Let's live on the edge. Let's see what comes out of this. What do we got for fuel here? Pretty low. Let's fill that back up. And let's go. We'll see what happens here. Keep our Archangel's Smite ready. The one thing I don't like about these rockets is they take a relatively long time to get to where they're, you know, entering and exiting dimensions. Maybe maybe some of the upgraded versions of these rockets actually go a little bit faster. I'll have to check that out. Just about there. Let's descend. Coming in here on a night cycle. Looks like there's no atmosphere here. Looks like we're looking for a stack of erodium again. Really see any bad shit hanging out here yet. Looks like this is a barren planet. The hell is this? Must have been a generation issue thing. Tallow and pork. Whatever works. Okay. Ooh. Looks like there are a few mobs out here. Seems to be Endermen. What do they got here? There's a stack. Let's get the hell out of here. And I'm gonna mark this waypoint just because. Call this rocket landing zone. And there's the mobs. Looks like they don't handle the lack of oxygen well. That's good. Fuck you guys. So good to know. Vacuum planets, everything dies during a night cycle, so that's fortunate. It seems like landing during the evening on some of these planets is kind of a pain in the ass. So Cryonite looks like the next one. Ah, so this is weatherproof. So not the cryonite, but this palladium stuff is weatherproof. We'll have to see what that looks like. Check that cryonite too. So 64 of those. So let's take a look here. And we'll just keep doing our searches. So this is pretty much all the planet travel stuff is for this. At least these different block types. As far as these go, you're pretty much. It seems like you're just picking up a stack of these, throw them into the warp computer or the controller, and then pretty much just search it out. Just keep in mind that you're going to have to keep a certain amount of data handy for that. And that should take care of that. We'll see what this launch delete shit is towards the end. But I just kind of wanted to show the landing on some of these other planets because it may not have seemed like it was very clear at the time. But now that I showed that, I feel a little bit better about the previous episode landing on that first Eye of the Storm planet, and then accidentally hitting spacebar and the rocket taking off again because it was night because I got scared. But yeah, so that's the gist of that. We'll pick it up again next episode. Maybe I'll see if I can get all the way to that last tier of these weird planets, and then we'll start getting into the dark matter, red matter, and then the that set of tiers. So until next time.